All right, y'all, this is Big Ritz. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Full video will be on YouTube. Today we got Ajay with Off the Hook. So definitely show some love to Off the Hook with Ajay.
My boy, what's going down?
What's going on, Ajay? What's happening, man? I had to turn off the notifications. That's why I missed your call.
Oh, hey, it's all good.
Yeah, so hey man, we gotta talk about this, man. What do you think about that, man? I mean, people saying that Pac gonna win, and people saying that Spence is gonna win. Who you got?
All right, so check this out, man. So look, obviously, Errol Spence Jr. he's favored, right? He's favored for the fight. Then again, though, Keith Thurman was also favored in the Pacquiao and Thurman fight, right?
Right.
And then what happened with that? But I will say this though, Errol Spence Jr. he is on another level than Keith Thurman. So honestly, I can say this is probably the toughest fight for Pacquiao. Not only because of the age difference, just because of who Errol Spence Jr. is. But then again, you can never count out Pacquiao. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense because, I mean, Pacquiao, in my opinion, the way he jumps in, I mean, if he does that with Errol Spence, and Errol Spence is left-handed, so his whole thing is going to be coming different. You know what I mean?
Right. So
I think Pacquiao might make a mistake because he is older and slower. You know what I mean?
Right, and Spence is bigger, stronger, younger. You know, so that could play a difference. But then again, experience plays a big part.
Yeah, it does. But
it does.
The way I look at it, though, Errol Spence is people slip on him a little bit. I think they think he's like some type of just slugger or whatever. But he's the same guy that he literally put Floyd Mayweather out of the ring in the doghouse. You know what I mean? He made Floyd Mayweather get out the ring. You know you don't get out the ring in doghouse, man. You can't get out the ring. It's whoever quits, that's who loses. You know that, right?
Right, and you're talking about Errol Spence Jr., right?
Yeah, when Errol Spence Jr. early in his career, he had sparred with Floyd, and I think I was even in the gym, or I was supposed to be in the gym, or I was near the gym at that time. And because I was always wondering, who's this kid? You know what I mean? And they brought him up so fast after that. It was just amazing how he went from that to, you know what I mean, to stardom.
Right. Okay, so all right, I see where you're going with that. But let me tell you something right now. How do you feel about Spence after his accident? I don't think he's been the same.
Yeah, and that's another thing, I mean, even though he kind of beat up, he beat down, actually, Danny Garcia, and that's a hard task to do because Danny Garcia is one of the best fighters in the world.
If it wasn't for the knockdown with Sean Porter, if it wasn't for that knockdown, I think that fight could have been a draw, or it could have gone Sean Porter's way.
Yeah. I mean, I was at that fight too, and that's one of those ones where you just kind of shake your head and be like, well, if you didn't get that knockdown.
Look, one of the most disappointing fights that I've ever seen, I'll tell you this right now, is Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia. And I'm going to tell you why. Obviously, Mikey went up, two weight classes up by Spence?
Mm-hmm.
And he, obviously Mikey Garcia was regarded up-and-coming, top, fighters in the game. That fight was very disappointing because Mikey got outschooled by Spence. He did.
Right.
He got outschooled by Spence. But Spence's fight after that was Porter. Now, like we said, obviously the accident or whatever, but he just didn't look the same. And even with Danny Garcia, he still didn't really look the same.
Yeah, I think what it is, this is what it is. I think because it truly is levels to this, and I think ever since Errol Spence rised up in levels, the reason why I kind of disagree with you on Mikey Garcia is because Mikey Garcia is literally a world-class fighter. I know he went up 2 weight classes, but he's a bad motherfucker, man. He's like one of my favorite fighters. So I'm kind of biased here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
and correct me if I'm wrong, though. He did take that fight under 2 months' notice.
Yeah, he did take that fight. So it's almost like it's hard to knock Mikey Garcia out. I mean, Mikey Garcia, many times in that fight, he looked really, really bad, beat up. I thought they was going to stop the fight. But it's hard to get Mikey Garcia out of there, man. He's the pedigree.
No, he's a tough fighter.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's a tough fighter, man. And now, we all know since Spencer's bigger than him, he should have knocked him out, you know what I mean?
But let me ask you a question. No disrespect to Mikey. What has he done after that fight?
I think he beat the hell out of him. Oh, actually, I seen one of the best fights in my life. What was the old boy name?
What did he fight after?
He fought the Mexican guy that fought Pacquiao. What's his name?
Which one? Hold on.
Oh, God, what's his name?
Fought Pacquiao.
Yeah, it was actually a good-ass fight. It was in Dallas. It was right before the pandemic.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, right before the pandemic.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see who you fought.
It was,
He fought... Okay, Jesse Vargas.
Jesse Vargas. And let me tell you something, man. Hey.
Which he won.
That was a hell of a fight because they was going at it, man. I mean, they went neck to neck. They was fighting. It was Mikey knocked him down like 2 or 3 times, and he just wouldn't go away until he just completely knocked him out. You know what I mean?
Even with Jesse and Pacquiao, that was actually a good fight too.
Yeah, that was actually a good fight. Jesse's a solid dude, man. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, in my opinion, like a lot of these guys, you know, they may not be world class, but I think in order for us to, you know, start giving these, because, you know, we give people like, you know, say, oh, they're the best, they're this. I think they should have to go through people like that, Jesse Vargas, before you can even get nominated in some shit. You know what I mean? Like we kind of like we know what Errol Spence went through, and we know what Pacquiao went through. There's no question that either one of them, it's just going to be a good fight. You know what I mean? And honestly, now, it could go either way. You know what I mean?
It could go either way. Now, even though right now in the in Vegas, it's Spence winning, right? I don't know the actual numbers,
right?
But it is Spence. You know, Pacquiao's the underdog, but you know, Pacquiao's been the underdog for a lot of fights,
right?
And I feel like, personally, he got robbed on a handful of fights. You know,
right?
Timothy Bradley.
Oh yeah,
right? He got
big time.
That one.
Old boy from Australia.
Exactly. What was it?
Horn. And actually, it was a good fight, but Pacquiao started beating his ass in the 9th round. Started beating him down backwards.
That shit looked like a video game.
Right.
And then they gave it to Jeff Horn. Come on.
Jeff Horn, yeah. But that's in Australia. You know, Australia, they always do that shit. You go down to Australia.
Yeah.
Hey, just like Teofimo Lopez getting ready to go down to Australia, right? I was like, you better stay your ass out of Australia. if you want to keep them belts.
Straight up. No, seriously. And, you know, honestly, like, you have a point with that. Like, nah, stay out of that shit because at the end of the day, though, when you go to another country and you fight, first of all, Teofimo Lopez shouldn't have to fight out of the country.
Right.
He's an A side, so he should decide where the fight should be, right?
Right.
But then again, the dude that, I forgot what his name is, and I apologize, I forgot who the guy that he was going to fight. He's not a walkover either, though. You know?
Yeah, but think about this. We know with Lopez, if he agreed to do this, he's looking at those 50,000 fans. That's what he's looking at. You know what I mean?
True.
The same thing Pacquiao. Pacquiao was, you know, kind of in debt, needed a little money. He was looking at those 50,000 fans, and he'd go down there and make some easy money and come on back to the Philippines or wherever, right? So, you know, that is tempting, but all money ain't good money, man. I'm telling you.
Look, I've been around Pacquiao these last, you know, couple weeks and stuff, you know, and he looks focused.
Yeah,
he looks focused. He looks in shape. He looks cut. Good. But I mean, all that could, it is what it is. When it comes to fight night, it's different, right?
Yeah, it is.
And I'm pretty sure Spence is looking good too, and he's doing his thing. This fight's going to be honestly really, really, really dope because of the fact that this could possibly be the last fight for Pacquiao.
Yeah, it really could be. I mean, if that is, then that's going to be dope because it's just like,
Let me ask you a question. Let's just say Pacquiao wins, because if he wins, he's shocking the world. Because obviously everybody's going for Spence.
I'll put my money on Pacquiao.
Me too.
Yeah.
But let's just say Pacquiao, he wins, right?
Right.
What's next for Pacquiao?
To be the governor of the Philippines.
President.
The president. Yeah, president.
Because he's a senator right now.
Right.
I've been in camp with them, and there's been a couple times where camp has been shut down. Well, a couple days because he's doing his senator duties.
Right.
So now that's the only word that I do have is focus.
Right.
But he does look focused. Don't get me wrong. He looks focused.
Well, I mean, all great fighters, they have that one fight where they on their way out. I mean, to be honest with you.
But let's keep it real. A fighter already has enough pressure just being a fighter. But then if you're a senator for a country,
right,
that's a different story. That's having two jobs in itself, where it's a lot of pressure, and the time difference and stuff like that. He's been staying up late.
Yeah.
He's been staying up late. So that's my only thing. But obviously you can't count out Pacquiao because he is a veteran. He is a legend. He's our modern day Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
He's the people's champ.
Yeah, he is.
Who can you say right now besides Pacquiao that's the people's champ?
Right. I agree with you. I mean, we have who we got? We got Canelo, but he's not really the people's champ. It's kind of it's kind of like he's like the ESPN, like the old media champ.
I mean, look, my boy Ellie Setback said it the best. Not even LeBron can bring out a crowd at Griffith Park like Pacquiao.
Right. Yeah, he's people's champ, man. I mean, he's got that star power. You know what I mean?
Hey, and shouts out to all the Filipinos out there, and shouts out to all the Filipinos out there. Like, they really support their fighters.
Hey, that's awesome, man. That's a real good thing, man. You know what I mean? Like I say, it's gonna be a good fight. The fight I actually want to see, that I thought I was gonna see, was Wilder and Tyson Fury.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know, man. Every time Fury is about to fight, something has to happen. Like, it's
some drama or some shit up.
It's always something.
Right.
It's always something. All right, he got COVID. I mean, it is what it is. We're in the pandemic right now still, right? It's still hot. So I don't want to dog him out, right?
I don't want to either, but it's like when we see you at the Ferrari dealership and you're at the club, you be at the gyms, you're doing all this stuff, and you're supposed to have COVID. It's kind of hard to.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he did want a couple more months to prepare. I don't know. Who knows?
But he's done that to Wilder before. Like, he literally took 3. They were supposed to fight right away after the draw. They were supposed to fight right away.
And I'm thinking it might be a mindfuck. Like, it really might be a mindfuck where he's just trying to get into Wilder's head again.
It could be. Because, to be honest with you, he took 3 fights off. 3.
So who do you got?
If Wilder don't get him in the first 4 rounds or something like that, because I think that's when Wilder's the best. Because I honestly believe this. I honestly believe Wilder has an energy problem. I just think he does, and that's because of my opinion, not properly learning how to do road work. as a boxer. You know, these things that you should have learned when you was young.
But he started out really late.
Yeah, he started late, so he didn't learn that. Never learned it, so he never really learned how to do road work like Floyd. You know, Floyd, he prepared. He probably ready for 20 rounds at least. Wilder's good for about 5.
and Floyd is probably, honestly, I'll say this: Floyd, I give my utmost respect to Floyd. He could probably go 12 rounds with anybody right now.
And that's
right?
and that's at 44. God damn, that's old. You know what I mean? He's 40. He's almost 50 years old.
Yeah, but I think he can still do his damage. You know?
No, I think he can still. I think he can still. Floyd right now, if he go into the ring, he would be at about 50%. He can still do his thing, still move. He can still make you look bad. You know what I mean? But as far as doing all that shit he was doing like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I don't know about that.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you two right now. Are you recording this right now?
Yes, I'm recording it.
Okay.
I'm going to play it back. I'll play it.
All right. So, let me ask you another question, though. If Floyd and Pacquiao fought 5 years before they fought, what do you got?
Floyd.
Really?
Yeah.
I still got Pacquiao.
The reason why I do is because styles make fights. And I think it took Floyd about 3 or 4 rounds to figure Pacquiao out. But once he figured it out, he was zoomed in. And he would have been even more zoomed in back then. That's the same time that he fought.
So you don't take it into consideration Pacquiao's injury?
No, I seen that. I watched that fight at least 5 or 6 times, and I've never seen him even act one time during the fight, even before the fight, that he was hurt. I look for things like that. Like when I watch boxing, I see, because most fighters, they be getting hurt in the ring, and you could tell that his elbow's not working. He's punched himself out.
He could have taken what is it called, the Arizona shot or whatever it is, like to not feel the pain.
Yeah, but
obviously he's not going to back out of that fight because there's so much money involved already.
That's true. But the torn rotator cuff, you can't even. I had one. You can't move your arm. You can't put your arm above your head. And he was taking selfies.
My hand, so I understand that.
Yeah, he was taking selfies. So even if you get a cortisone shot, it's torn. So you're not gonna have the ability to do all that punch. And I didn't see it. Like even if you did, like even if he was hurt, right? You would see him in the corner, like in pain, like, oh, I can't move my arm, pain. You would see that. I didn't see none of that. So,
but you did get surgery after the fight.
Well, I mean, he could have torn it while he was fighting. But, and if that's the case, you can't use that as an excuse. And the thing about it is that they asked him, was he hurt? And he lied on the form and said he wasn't hurt. He was good to fight. So, all that points back to.
But let me ask you.
That's one thing that, because I was a Pacquiao fan.
Rich. You got what? 200, 300, 400 million on the line?
Right.
I'm not going to say that I'm hurt either.
I'm not either. Especially if I owe 80,000 taxes in the Philippines, I'm not saying nothing.
Nothing. I can have a broken leg, and I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to go in there and collect my check.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, look, it could go either way. Look, Floyd won. Point blank, he won. And, shouts out to Floyd for that win.
So tell me this. How do you feel about Floyd making 100 M's off a YouTuber?
Robbery. That's robbery. Obviously, that's been the what is it? The saying, right? Like you straight up robbed.
Well, I mean, you know boxing, I know boxing. You know how hard it is. You know how hard it is for a regular fighter just to make $10,000 in boxing.
Bro, put it this way: he made 100 mil
off a YouTuber.
Sparring.
Right.
Win or lose. It wasn't even a win or lose.
It was a draw.
Winner, no loser.
It was a draw, no matter what.
No matter what, there was not going to be a decision. For the first time in Floyd's career, there's not going to be a decision. He could have literally ran around the fucking ring. He was going to collect his check no matter what.
Man, I mean, when I saw the fight, I said Floyd's doing it again, man. He just knows how to make money, man.
And he did it in his style, bro. He actually had hair. He had
that's that grimy look. You know what I mean?
He's living his best life, bro.
And you know what?
A part of me was actually kind of like excited to actually see him back in the ring.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and that's what I want to see him fight. I'm not gonna lie. I just want to see him fight. It didn't matter who he's fighting. I just want to see him get in there, man. I mean.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah, and I be honest with you, I'm glad Floyd haven't fought a real boxer in 5 or 6 years, and that's because I don't want to see him like Muhammad Ali and all these great guys.
Or like Mike Tyson,
they can't talk.
Like,
you know what I mean? And slurring their words. I mean, there's a fighter like I'm gonna say, well, I know Sugar Shane, but I don't want to say Sugar Shane, but Sugar Shane, they all have that.
Okay, so you're name calling right now. That's good.
Nah, but I just said fighters, they have that punch drunk talk,
Oh, I've met a lot of fighters, with that punch drunk, like, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Even my wife tells me, I don't know how you understand that. Right. I'm like, me being around them for a while, like, you get to pick up how they talk.
Yeah, how they talk, how their cadence and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, man. That is kind of sad though when a fighter gets to that point.
No, I mean I understand it. I mean I understand the grind, dude. I mean it's almost like I've seen fighters, dude. Like after their career was over with, the only phone calls they get is 2-day fights or 1-day fight. Come in and they're just trying to use your name basically and bring their fighter up. And then they got a check for $30,000, and you think about it, man, you haven't made no money in fucking a year. I mean, shit. Anybody that
you can't hate on that.
You really can't, because it's almost like in their mind, they're like, well, it's almost like just sparring. I'm just gonna go in the gym and spar, but it's really not, because you're really fighting on that level with no headgear, the whole 9 yards, and then you getting the check, but at the same time, your brain, your body's getting damaged. Because you're not as fast as you were.
Me being around a lot of legends, rubbing elbows with a lot of legends, I've seen it, and no matter what, you could be 60, 70 damn years old. You can't take the fighter out of the person.
Yeah, you can.
You can't. Yeah. Look at De La Hoya right now.
Yeah.
He's fighting Vector Belfort.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's a real fight. It's actually going to count on their record.
Wow.
It's not an exhibition. That's actually going to count on their record.
That's crazy.
And he wants Floyd.
But see, this is my thing. I meet them when they get a certain age, man. When they get over 40, I'm just like, man, I don't want to see that, man. I like the way Floyd is doing it.
45, 46.
How old is who?
He's like what, like 45, 46? I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's got to be 46, because Floyd is 44.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's like 2 years older than Floyd.
Right.
But, I mean, to each his own, because when, it's a difference when you fight a boxer than a MMA fighter. A boxer's been trained his whole life to box and hit hard and zero in, and, you know what I mean? It's just a different set of...
So let me ask you a question. What do you got on... Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley?
Oh man, that's gonna be a good fight, because we have an MMA guy that's not really a boxer, then we have a YouTuber who is a kind of a boxer. He's been boxing for like 3 years.
Not anybody like that.
Yeah, he ain't really fought anybody, but I think it's gonna be a good scrap. I want to see it. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, because the way they've been talking shit, I'm like, man, y'all better, I better see some shit.
No, I agree with you. And I know Tyron Woodley, like, personally. So when I was at the press conference, and, I asked him some questions, it was cool. Then I asked Jake Paul, Now, let me ask you something right now, Rich. Let me ask you something right now. I asked Jake Paul, worst case scenario, where are you going to get the tattoo? Remember how they made that bet?
Yeah, he made that bet. Wow,
So
what he
I
say?
asked him. You know what he said?
What?
AJ, next question. Come on.
Wow.
I expected Jake to be, himself and be like, I'll get that shit on my balls, or, I'll get that shit on my fucking leg, or whatever. True, like he usually does.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that that's a hell of a bet, though.
Yeah, it is.
Because somebody got to lose.
It is. But I asked Tom Willie the same question. He straight up said, I'm not even worried about that. I'm not.
I mean, you got to kind of give it to Willie because he's been actually fighting for real fights in a long time. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It is. Yeah. No, I agree. And that is going to be a good fight. I am going to tune into that fight. It is going to be good. And I do respect Jake Paul for actually, getting in the ring with them. Like, it takes a lot for somebody to get in the ring with somebody.
Oh, yeah. It's a hell of a thing to get in there and not get embarrassed.
But let's go back to, with Wilder and Fury.
Right.
All right. Okay, so let's say, with this third fight that's going to happen. I'm going to be real with you. I got Fury.
I kind of, you know what? I'm in the camp. Let me tell you the camp I'm in. I mean, Wilder's my guy, but I kind of didn't want Wilder to take this third fight, and that's all because I personally know that Tyson Fury is literally a 7-foot Muhammad Ali.
He's a fucking big boy.
He's a big boy. He can box, and he's intelligent, and he has a heart. So it's been many times he's been knocked down.
Who moves like that, bro?
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. He is dangerous on all levels. Now Wilder's dangerous too with that one punch. But Tyson Fury is dangerous all the way around.
But that's what I was just gonna say. Wilder, no disrespect to Wilder, but that's all he has is that one punch.
Right.
Fury can beat you in different ways.
And that's what's so dangerous about the fight.
Because
he's already been in the ring with you twice.
Twice.
He knows how you move. He knows, I mean, I don't care what kind of trainers you get. You can't learn all this shit in a year and a half, 2 years. You know what I mean?
Look, the first fight, Fury got mollywopped on that, when he got knocked down.
Right.
Look, who gets up after that punch? Nobody.
On the planet.
He got up like nothing. It looked like a video game.
And he that's what I'm talking about. He done that in a lot of his little fights where he got in a lot of trouble. And that's the problem with Tyson Fury. When he comes back, he's like even stronger. He's like fucking, you know what I mean, some type of monster.
Yeah.
When he comes back.
Do you think Wilder should have taken I don't want to say a tune-up fight, but do you think he should have taken the fight before the Fury fight?
Yeah. I honestly believe.
Maybe somebody like Ortiz?
No,
right?
No, not Ortiz. I think
or Ruiz?
Parker or somebody. I think he should have took a couple fights off. I think he should have did what Tyson Fury did. Tyson Fury took 3 fights off to learn how to fight Wilder.
Right.
And it worked. Because he went and got, the from Kronk gym, old boy, and he learned how to get away from that right hand and put on all that weight and learn how to use his weight. He was learning how to fight Wilder. Them 3 fights, I mean, we all laughed about the people he was fighting. At the time, we were laughing at, oh man, who's this guy? This guy is like ranked number 50. Yeah, he had a plan. That's what I'm saying. This is the intelligence of Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? And see, Wilder's about emotion and ego. And I'm gonna tell you, man, on this level, bro, sometimes you gotta let that go, come back around, beat everybody up again, and then come back and for them belts. You know what I mean?
Now look, Wilder's known for being, for talking shit, hyping up the fights. This third fight that's gonna happen at the press conference, he said quit.
Right. Well, now, I mean,
if I'm Fury, I'm gonna be a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be a little bit worried about that because it does seem like maybe Wilder is on another level. He's probably more focused now.
Yeah, he's more focused and he's better. Actually, I seen him training and stuff. He
looks more in shape.
Yeah, he's more in shape. He's taking it serious. He lost weight. He's looking good. He's got his yokes on, lifting weights and shit. All that shit is all good. But I think Mikey Garcia said it. I think he said that that's all good until you get hit, and then he's gonna go back to his old ways.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I mean, but see, that's what I'm afraid of. See, this is the reason why you have to, if I think Wilder's not giving Tyson Fury his full credit. Now, Tyson Fury has shown that he will cheat and he will do whatever. And he literally don't even have to do any of that because he can actually box. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's him. He's got busted for the gloves.
I mean, Fury moves like a welterweight.
Yeah, he moves like a welterweight. He's been busted many times. Yeah, busted with gloves. He can't fight in the UK because of steroids. It's all kinds of stuff that he's done where, in my opinion, he never even had to do that. He just had to stick to the craft that he already has and beat everybody up. Because he's a boxer, dude. I mean, the motherfucker can box. He don't have a chin, but he gets up. Simple as that. He gets up.
He gets up like a fucking zombie. Like, he's like, oh, hold on, what the hell? And he gets up like crazy. Now, let me ask you something right now. What do you think about Caleb Plant, Canelo situation?
I think Canelo's playing around again. He's,
Do you think Canelo's afraid of Plant?
No, I think what Canelo is afraid of losing. And
he's using the Mayweather card.
Yeah, well, he's using these tactics to try to, either dumb down the fight to a degree where he's going to win regardless, or he just won't fight him at all. Because I heard Plant.
If he wants to make history, he has to fight Plant.
I know, but I heard Plant agreed to all the terms, and he still didn't want to fight him. So
yeah, there's something about rematch stuff. I don't know, it was.
That's normal.
It was little details like that kind of like they say at the 11th hour, everything just fell off.
I heard that it was after that fight. It was PBC wanted a 3-fight deal,
right?
And that could have been consisted of a Plant rematch, and then it could have consisted of him fighting Charlo or something. You know what I mean? So we don't know, but
Canelo. Look, and I'm gonna say this honestly: Canelo will put hands on Charlo. Do it.
I believe that too.
Yeah, he'll put hands on Charlo. Now, when it comes to Benavidez, that's a different story. It depends on how Benavidez comes into that fight. Right. Benavidez, I feel, can hurt Canelo, but I'm going to throw you a curveball. You know who I think will be the toughest fight for Canelo?
Ooh.
And I actually hope he definitely take it, because if he takes it, I do believe, and you could quote me on this, I do believe Canelo will take that L with Vivo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
he's a bigger fighter.
Right.
And he's not a pushover. I'll be real with you, man. I said this even 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I've always said, Dimitri, Vivo, he will be the one to give Canelo that L.
What do you think about what's his name, Belenka? What do you think about Belenka, man? He's young, but shit.
Yeah, but nah.
He's a hard-hitting motherfucker.
He is, but nah. People, dude, I think he will rock Canelo. Personally, I hope Canelo will take that W, right? I hope he does win. But, dude, I think he's been ducking it for a while. But, I mean, Canelo's going to have to move up to fight him.
Right.
But Canelo's moved up before.
But see, my thing is, why is Canelo trying to move up when he could just be fighting Plant right now and get that belt and unify?
Yeah.
That don't make sense. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, just do that.
In a perfect world, Canelo should fight Plant, beat Plant, unify, make history, and then fight Benavidez. And whatever happens then fight, people. Or I feel like I'm pronouncing this fucking Negro.
I know what you're talking about. I mean,
yeah. I think, after that. Now, there is talks about Canelo having that third fight with Triple G. Now, you know how the boxing game is, bro. That could happen.
Yeah. If that Plant fight don't happen, that could happen. You're right.
Yeah, because September 18th is already reserved for Canelo.
Right.
He doesn't have an opponent, but he is in training camp. He's training, but he doesn't have an opponent. I could see that Triple G fight happening, the third fight, the trilogy.
And who you got in that fight?
And I'm not. I got Canelo.
Okay.
I got Canelo. Which I feel the first fight should have gone to Triple G.
Right.
The second fight, Canelo won that fight. So it should be 1-1. And to make that trilogy more exciting, it would have been more exciting. But right now, I'm not even excited about Triple G and Canelo because, honestly, I think Triple G, his last couple of fights, he didn't show me anything.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Triple G's career, man, he should have already fought Boo Boo, Charlo, Plant, everybody. He should have fought. He should have been fought everybody. How old he is, he should have been fought. He should have fought everybody already. You know what I mean?
Look, he should have fought even Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right? It's so dangerous when you're limited, like Andre Ward. When you're limited, is because, like, for example, Floyd Mayweather would not fight a real fighter for the last 5 years, right? And the reason why, because he knows he's not as fast, and he knows he don't have the skill set that he had 5 or 6 years ago. He knows he don't have it. Now, he can go in here, like we say, and he can make it look good, you know what I mean? But the problem with that is, if you get caught by one of these young lions, brother, it could be death.
Yeah.
Literally, it could be death in the ring. It ain't no motherfucking. You can't play boxing, bro. You may be able to play MMA and and put a motherfucker in the leg lock or some shit, but you can't play boxing.
No, you can't.
And Floyd knows that. Floyd knows it. He's like, man, I'm not about to damage my brain. I'm gonna find a way to make 100 M's off a YouTuber, and let all my critics talk shit.
Clear in his career that he doesn't want to, get hit. Right? But he's very clear. He's never wanted to get hit.
But think about this. His last press conference for the YouTuber, he literally told everybody, "Hey, I'm going in there. I'm robbing a bank." He literally said that.
He literally did.
Yeah, he said, I'm walking in there and it's robbing a bank. And everybody laughed about it, but then we thought about it and said, oh, wait, yeah, I think he really is. He's robbing a bank for 100 M's.
And honestly, man, I got to give it up to Floyd because I don't think anybody else can do that.
Man, I mean,
most makes 100 mil on a fucking sparring session.
Most people can get $1 million out of it, man. Maybe even 500,000. You know what I mean?
Hey, and shouts out to Logan because he made like 20.
Yeah, Logan made some money too.
Shit, I'll be good with $1 million.
Man, I'll be good with $10,000, bro.
There you go. Straight up.
10 G's, I'll be happy as a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
100 M's, I can use that to take care of my kids never have to eat.
Straight up. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm glad we're talking about this. It's been a fucking like a dope conversation. Like it really has.
Yeah.
It really has.
I mean, this is the real shit we need to talk about. I mean, people get caught up in all the emotions.
I can go all night.
People get caught up in the emotions, and I don't do it. So it's like when they see me talking about my own fighters, they're like, well, why are you... Well, what their own fighter, what are they going to say? Well, what can they say? If I'm telling the truth, I'm telling the truth.
Let me ask you something. Keith Thurman and Tank.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm going to tell you like this, bro. I thought the last fight, I thought PBC was trying to get rid of Tank and get a drawn Enos and sign him. And I thought they were trying to get rid of Tank because Tank became a liability with all the little bullshit he be doing in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought they were trying to get rid of him. And now, I really think they're trying to get rid of him by putting him against a 147-pounder who's not even really a 147-pounder. Keith Thurman is like a 154-pounder. He's a big 147-pounder.
Tank will take him, though.
You think so?
I know so.
Wow.
Tank will take him. Bro, Keith Thurman, all due respect to Keith Thurman, he could barely make weight at his own weight class. So how the hell is he going to drop to 147? Like, he's not going to do it. Like, he's not even going to make weight with that.
But see,
like, he's not.
I think the only reason why Thurman would take it, number one, because he sees all the advantages. He's a bigger fighter. It's a good-ass payday. The money. And I think since he's been off for 2 years, I think he'll take that fight in a heartbeat.
Oh, I know you will.
Yeah.
I know you will. But I still think Tank will take it.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? I can't even bet against Tank anymore, man. To be honest with you.
Look, I think for me personally, I don't know. But then again, look, Mikey, you know, when he went up a couple weight classes to fight Spence, that was all bad. He got embarrassed. But I think it's easier for a fighter to go up in weight than to drop.
Yeah, especially somebody like Tank, because he always be fat anyway.
Right, and Keith, he's naturally a big boy, so for him to drop, it's going to take a lot of power out of him.
Right.
Yeah, I think it is. He's not even going to look normal.
How tall is Thurman?
Right now, he doesn't look normal with his haircut.
Yeah. How tall is Thurman?
Thurman, I believe he's 5'9", 5'10".
Okay, well, he's way shorter than old boy that he just fought. Because old boy was 6 feet, right?
Well, no, hold on. You said Tank or Thurman?
No, Thurman. I know Tank is like 5'6".
Yeah, he's little. I think Thurman is like 5'9", 5'10", if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, he's way shorter than the old boy he just fought. The old boy was 6 feet, wasn't he?
I think so. Let me check right now. I'm actually looking
big
right now.
Boy, man, that motherfucker, old boy was big as fuck.
He's 5'7".
Who was?
Thurman. Thurman's 5'7".
Oh yeah, well that's Thurman might get them things put on him.
Right? No,
At 5.
Tank.
It's 5.
Tank is 5'5".
5'5",
so
right?
that's like not too much of a difference.
Right. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going at?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I still think Tank will take it though.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. It'll be a good ass fight. I know that.
Mm-hmm. Bro,
I definitely would pay to go see that one.
Made right now that can be legendary.
Legendary. I'll pay to go see that.
I'll pay to go see that. I'll pay to see Tank and Garcia, even Ryan Garcia and JoJo. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good fight too.
Yeah, I'll pay to go see that.
Who else? Teofimo and Tank, that would be a good one. Haney. You know, I think Haney is underrated.
Yeah. I mean,
Haney's
but they don't know that Haney He only thing he's lacking is power, but in terms of skill set, it's just everything is right there.
I mean, even though he did get rocked by Linares.
Yeah. But who
He
hasn't?
get rocked.
I think everybody got rocked. I think your boy Lomachenko got knocked down.
By
Linares.
Tefino?
Yeah, no, by Linares.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
And so who haven't got rocked by that dude?
Yeah, he's in the radio himself.
Right. He's a hard punching motherfucker.
The lightweight division is I think is probably the best weight. Like it's probably the best division in boxing right now.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know about Ryan Garcia though. Like I feel like he's not mentally there right now.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that that's what he went out on. He went out on mental, so hopefully he gets well.
I hope so too. You know, and it hasn't been put out like that, but I hope it's not anything else. I hope it is really just mental. You know?
Right.
Golden Boy has done a good job by keeping his situation under wraps.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man. So, there's a lot of good fights to be made, man. Hey, look, I gotta get you on my podcast, bro.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna set it up, and you know what I mean, and tell the fans how they can get a hold of you.
So look, you guys can follow him at my personal page is AJ_media_. You guys can follow my podcast page, media page. It's Off the Hook with AJ. Off the Hook with AJ, and that's AJAY.
That's real talk, and this is Big Rich. You can also catch the full video of this. It'll be on YouTube under Real Boxing Facts. Host Big Rich, and you should be able to catch him on AJ's page too.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I really do appreciate you, man. And this was a good conversation, man. Good conversation.
Well, thanks a lot, man. And I definitely hit me up. We're gonna schedule that podcast, and we're gonna make it happen.
Let's make it happen, bro.
And I can't wait, because, you know, my house, I just moved in, bro. It's 5-bedroom, brand new house in Vacaville. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to put my podcast inside one of those rooms, you know what I mean? And it's about to go down.
707.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, it's going down, man.
You know, everybody out there, I'm from the 916, Sacramento, South Side. I live in the LA area. But hey, my heart has always been in Sacramento, man.
That's real talk.
So shouts out to Northern California, shouts out to the Bay Area, shouts out to everybody.
All right.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you too, man.
All right, brother. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, bet.
All right, y'all. Y'all catch this at Real Boxing Facts. And the full video will be on there. Y'all check us out. Peace.